This is BleedTV, the only podcast for today's best shows and movies. I'm Zack.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Cash.
And tonight we got WestWorld. This is the episode 2. This one had a unique name. What was the name on this one? Either one of you bums know?
I do not.
Golly, this is amateur hour here, man. It's called Renunion, by the way.
It is Reunion.
Pre-podcast stuff.
Pretty much. We podcast stuff, yeah. What are y'all's overall thoughts, man? Oh, by the way, guys, sorry if I sound like, I'm talking in a storm drain or something. Sinuses and everything else are
It just became like 1,000 degrees overnight here.
Yeah.
And so...
God, I feel like absolute
allergies.
dog piss. Anyway, at least the show was good. What'd y'all think?
Fantastic. Kept the story rolling, kept me intrigued the entire time. And it felt a lot longer than it was because they have so many scenes that end black going to fade that I think the episode's over. And it's been so intense the entire time.
That was this episode.
Yeah.
This episode had so many long black cuts. Cut to black. 3, 2, 1. Then the scene would come.
And then a new music comes in. And I'm like, oh, wait. Did we start a new show?
I gotta be honest. I love the episode.
Yeah.
I'm not nitpicking. I felt like 50% of this episode was filler.
I'm with Jake on this one. This episode was good. It didn't carry the intrigue. Like, there was no mystery to the second episode. It didn't add to my appetite for, all right, I'm looking for clues. I'm looking for this, or so on. Don't get me wrong. No, they had some little details in there. The episode itself was fantastic. I'm a sucker for good background to make you understand how things got started. And I think this episode did fantastic on that. But it didn't give me, the mystery. Yeah, we played into a little more of the new game for, Man in Black and this. But like y'all said a minute ago, there were so many cuts to a new setup, a new cut to a new scene, a cut to a new scene over, and then we come back to those characters again when you thought their stuff was kind of done and wrapped, and so it felt like one of the longest episodes. I mean, I've got like 5 pages of notes.
Yes.
That makes you feel that way,
And the music was fantastic, I thought, all throughout.
The music and everything else is always dynamite. I mean, sometimes them not saying something and just having a long shot of somebody staring or looking at something or so on was just as magical as somebody who had great dialogue. But again, to me, it was just a regular second episode. When you have a new first episode of a season you're excited about, the second one's always going to be come down off the high a little bit. In my opinion, with a show like this. You know what I mean? So, but again, overall, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the background parts of it.
The final shot.
Connecting the dots was a big deal for me.
I wouldn't even say the episode was necessarily come down for me. I just have never seen filler in this series before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everything is always, there's a point to everything.
And there was
that we've always seen. And there's a point to this stuff too, but this was several slow things that don't necessarily add to the overall storyline.
Yeah, it was just cool stuff to see. Like it was like, hey, we have some great actors. Let's showcase some great acting.
Absolutely. It was some cool things. Some of it was literally like, hey, you're going to see that guy later.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that was just kind of cool little tie-ins that they used. But mainly, this is just backstory that's not necessary for the plot, but
it's
cool
whetting
backstory.
the appetite because we know we're going to see later on in the episodes and everything.
Yeah, agree. But enjoyed it immensely.
Yes.
The episode kind of starts off right where the previews kind of left us all in awe. Is Dolores in an evening dress looking at a cityscape?
Yeah, thinking we were going to Future World or something like that.
This is actually pre everything.
Yes.
Yeah, this is prequel. And this is true Arnold. This isn't Bernard. This is the real deal Arnold.
So safe to say this was at least 36 years ago, because Arnold's been dead for 35 years. So this is kind of the earliest that could be.
Okay. This is the questions. I talked to guys at work that are also into the show and stuff like that. They were like, "Is that Bernard that's talking to Dolores the human Bernard?
No, that's
or
Arnold.
Now the android."
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. I think you're correct. And I thought the fact that he shows the house and his family and stuff like that, but I think it's very telling that you don't see what his family looks like.
Exactly, because I remember then I was like, wait, we had these video calls, so was he really talking to his wife? Did his wife know? Did they use his DNA from everything they've collected?
That's the thing is we don't even know if that's what his family even looked like.
We just know that was supposed to be his
Post-death,
family.
Yeah, post-death, he can create whatever family he wants.
Yeah, like he could have just made any kind of video call, replay, because it was grainy. Like it wasn't like it was necessarily live.
To me, I think we're overthinking a little bit. To me, the situation is that this was her first look into the real world, and him and young Ford are arguing that she's not ready, and this is, to me, and this is before WestWorld even built.
Yes, well, because this is still under Argos.
Right, and so to me, if you remember, Arnold died in WestWorld. He was shot in the back of the head. So if WestWorld hasn't built, that definitively tells me this is Arnold, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with you.
So for that reason, I know there's a lot of people out there, oh, that's Bernard, or this, that's on. No, to me, that's 100% Arnold. Also, the other thing is that I think this is Arnold because he's like, I'm moving my family here, and if you remember, his son Charlie died, given that could be memory, this, that, or so on. But I still feel he's like, this is going to be Charlie's room, and putting those two things together, it makes me feel like this is 100% pre-everything, Arnold, the whole 9 yards.
Can I ask y'all a question about Dolores? Do you think she was somehow just made special? Or just how she slowly got this information is what made her special.
Ford said, he even quote him, he says, your favorite. You know what I mean? So to me, I think the reason she can remember and has these things, this whatever, all that stuff like that, is because this was his top selected
Okay, so you think he was like slipping a little bit of extra stuff into
I think she's very unique.
She was the test subject, so then...
But remember, she's number one.
Yeah.
She's the original.
She is, and plus she's also the one that he was trying to make sure that they create their own consciousness, their own, like that. So this is what this development is. So,
but 100%. Usually, like the newer stuff, like you just upgrade over the older stuff and leave it behind. So just the fact that she's been the catalyst for it, every single thing.
Remember, they've just upgraded her body.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, her innards,
which is weird. Kind of in a way and stuff because that she can just remain that special. So I'm trying to figure out what it was, like if we thought it was just intentional or in a weird way natural, like they wanted it to be.
I don't know either. Do you think there's anything special to it looks like a bunch of stars scattered across the ground, and and I think that was just in there to show you that she wasn't ready because she repeated her own statement.
Oh man, when she repeated it ripped my heart out. I was like, oh wait, you still are a robot. Like,
What is it? Have you ever seen something of such splendor?
Yeah. It was like that, and then
that's when he kind of realized he was like, she doesn't have that many, what's it called?
She's not that dynamic yet. Yeah.
She doesn't have the there's just like an R word where you go back and forth talking to people down.
Okay. You hit something from the
vocabulary.
I thought
big vocabulary word that makes me feel smart. That
it's like when two people are having a conversation, like you're going back and forth, like riff raff or something.
Yeah, it's a form of comedy.
Yeah,
improv. She didn't have improvisations. You know what I mean? Enough of them to be able to come up with another term other than the same thing she said.
You two girls have derailed, but okay, all right.
Yeah, we came to something.
Yeah. Then it cuts back, and our infamous runner, the guy who survived the trap, ends up, and he's come downstairs, and he's talking to these people, and he's like, you idiots, you don't realize the hosts there's a slaughter up there.
Well, and it was like Jake said, like they let him go because she even says they're good at finding their own kind. I'll let you know that when we find them.
Do you think they let him go so that they could find out where the entrance was to the bottom? Because, they showed up really right afterwards. It's kind of, maybe so.
We don't see what happens.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
We don't
know. And of course, Dolores shows Teddy everything and gets him fired up and upset. And
finally, how many times could you die, Teddy?
Finally, Teddy realizes he's just a bullet sponge.
Yeah. Arrow sponge as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, just whatever projectile sponge.
How about the bodies everywhere? Full nudes, the works everywhere.
I mean, apparently pubic hair is still just like the thing in there. Good for them.
No, but it's WestWorld, guys. I mean, they weren't necessarily cleaning it up down there back in the day. Matter of fact, most of them smelled atrocious.
Smell included.
I took my son to shower.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, it's what they've been doing the entire time, so I don't see any reason to change it. Yeah.
But yeah, so We also saw that the replacement girl for Dolores is the original girl that welcomes William to WestWorld.
And she had the infamous line of, if you can't tell, does it even matter?
Right.
And like that pays big homage in finding out that she's human. Like,
no, she's not human.
No, it's homage because that's the line she uses when
she's
in the
talking
very
to
beginning of
yeah.
season 1, and it's the same line she uses at the party.
But this is also the girl that's running around with Dolores.
Killing
Yes.
folks.
Killing relentlessly.
No problem.
Might I say she looks a lot better in the evening dress and like
She
anyway.
does look a bit ragged when she's riding with Dolores, but dude, she kills like immediately.
Yeah. Headshots and everything.
This one time she blows old dude, in the leg or whatever. But
Which is interesting how Dolores gets you to join her army. It's just full force. I hope you can handle the fact that you're a robot that can die and come back to life. And now you want to join me because I've shown you the real thing.
yeah, they're pretty ruthless.
Yeah, because like if I'm Teddy, he's pretty much done acting. He's just like, what the fuck is going on here in every single scene? It's like revelation, revelation, revelation.
Yeah. It cuts back. No, I always call him Barnes. What's his name in this show? Young William's partner.
No.
Logan?
Logan. Yes, Logan. He's sitting there, cocktails, and fella and the chick, walk up, and they, they're like, all right, listen, we're going to talk. I don't want fools go to invest in, blah blah blah. And then he's like, we're going to go to this private showing.
Yes.
And he comes in here and says, all right, choose which one's fake. And
I love this line though. This is supposed to be a private showing. This is horse shit. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And they're like, easy. This is a private showing.
Yeah.
It's already begun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got so excited. Like his general excitement was great to see.
You know what kills me about this is that the previews ruined this for me. This is what that made me mad because the preview shows them all freeze, and I was like, oh, well, here's the scene. I knew exactly what they were about to show us. That they're all this and that. So this is one of those examples, like Cash always says, the damn preview kills you.
Because my first thought was I'm going straight to the piano player because that person doesn't have to interact with anybody. Easy to just give him a program and everything. And it was Clementine.
Yeah, that was awesome. Cool little callback.
Oh yeah, man, the little certain characters here and there. I'm just waiting to see the heavyset sheriff from season 1. I want to see him where they put him into place too, because he was such a dramatic character. But you notice that they did do the whole, Hector's girl bandit, the girl with the snake tattoo.
Yeah.
Like that. You notice that she played a sheriff in another scene. Did y'all notice that? She had a star on. I remember when Dolores, drops the can and the guy freezes it.
Yeah.
And he's an investor. She was standing right there with a badge on as one of the sheriffs.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see
And they
that.
made a point to show you her, and it was her. You know what I mean? And I was like, that was pretty sweet.
But this was also the first time we've seen rooms freeze without Ford in it, correct?
Technically, yes.
And so it's interesting.
But this room freezing is more or less more about like the beginning of this whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like this is like introductory software.
We have to understand also, though, most of the people who worked in WestWorld like that had the ability to say freeze motor functions or do something like that.
But they never
Ford
did
had
it
the
on that
ability.
extent.
Ford had the ability to control them farther than that.
Yes. And they didn't even say freeze all motor functions when they did it in the piano room.
Right.
And so, like, I didn't know if it was like I'll have to go back and check to see if the music stops and that's what causes it or not.
It is curious what you mean. Like, you would think that anytime these things are being used, that Ford would be a part of the process, especially if you're seeking an investor or doing this or that. You'd think he would be visible.
He is there. He's talking to Bernard, decides that Dolores isn't ready for this.
Arnold. Yes, by the way.
Sorry, whatever,
Yeah.
Arnold. And deciding that, okay, Dolores isn't ready, send the other girl.
Yeah.
Which is the girl we see. All right?
So Ford could
He
still
is
be
there.
Okay.
So he can be doing these things.
fair. I didn't think about him still being like necessarily in the same hotel and everything,
Right.
just not in the meeting.
Arnold leaves,
Yes.
but
And
Ford's
he takes
still there.
Dolores alone, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, it cuts away, and now we have Lawrence hanging upside down from a tree with ants on him.
Horrific. Way to go, right?
Yes, and these three stooges are sitting there.
And I was like, this probably was entertainment back in the Western
Oh,
days.
yeah. And of course, Ed Harris rolls up and he goes, I really don't have time for the pleasantries. And just starts mowing them down. And you know what I loved about this detail was? You didn't have three of them just stand there and take 3 shots to the chest.
No.
You saw one guy get shot. You saw another guy turn
Realize what
and
happened.
run, get shot in the arm. Another one gets shot in that's how it would happen in real life. You know, it wouldn't be like 3 people standing there and just taking them in the chest like Walking Dead. You know, where everybody is mowed down in the exact second of from each other, and they're all perfect shots to the chest. You know,
You're falling before you're even shot.
yeah.
And
I mean,
everything.
dead fish before you hit the dirt. You know, and I appreciated that they went the extra mile right there.
Absolutely. Well, they even got on top of Ed Harris.
Yeah, like one's going after him and
What did he say? Get the gun, dipshit, or something like that.
yeah.
Oh, and then his ability to just, if my life is on the line, I don't think I'm shoving my hand in an anthill to try to swing myself towards this gun. Like, I mean, that's a brave move.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah,
Awful.
Ooh.
Because, I mean, have you all ever had to push the sleds, like in football when you're on top of an anthill? Oh, my
pretty.
God.
Or especially if the sled's full of wasps.
Yeah,
Yeah, that doesn't feel good either. Rusty ass. Tetanus, first off.
I've had tetanus. I don't think I can push the sled yet.
But all right, so Ed Harris gets shot. You know, the gun. He takes a pellet or 2 in the wrist. You know, takes his gun, knocks his gun away. Did y'all think that was good, bad, ugly?
I was fine with this.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that he wasn't able just to straight up overpower this guy on top of him with a knife pouring down on him. He's keeping the knife out of his chest, but he's clearly in danger.
Yeah, like he can't move. Like it's like I've got so much
risk is
energy
real.
left to hold it.
The risk is
But
real.
it's what he loves.
Yeah.
He loves the fact that the stakes are real now. And I like he's the one that keeps explaining to everybody, like, yeah, Lawrence, you're here because you stole some horses from these guys. Maybe. But really it is, they're off, schedule now.
Yeah.
Off script.
It's
they
hard
get
to beat the Three Brothers with them going off script, I imagine.
Right. They're not following a path of getting shot and killed or anything like that. They just think this is a legit horse thief, and they're going to kill him in this gruesome way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody has to keep telling you,
Yeah.
Teddy is not on script anymore. He can do these things now. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying now because it's just like when the if the bandit, when Hector comes into town and stuff, if the sheriff doesn't come out in time, Hector's just going to have to continue mowing down people,
Right.
instead of giving up. And
Yeah,
so
I mean,
like that,
That's what I'm saying. Like
Everything's on a schedule.
yeah,
they're off programming. So now they're just going on their basic instinct kind of in a way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And I wasn't even looking at it like that.
Yeah, and that's why he kind of, talks about they're not so easy to kill. It's like, well, they're not because they don't have to lay there and pretend to be dead anymore.
Yeah, because I think even on the screen it used to say like play dead or something. Like it didn't even say they were deceased.
Well,
When you
Dolores
look up-
shows us later. All you got to do is walk up to him, and even though you just got shot right in the heart, you wake right back up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Changes
They're
the game.
programmed
Yeah.
to stay down. But now that they're not,
We get real game changers and everything because they can realize, hey, get up.
No doubt. No doubt. After he defeats the guy on top of him by shooting the other fellow, he takes Lawrence to a bar. He breaks in this wall and gets a medical kit.
Yeah, it was like he just got checkpoints now. It's just like, oh, I made it here. I can save.
Yeah.
Heal up.
but notice that the bartender and them don't bitch about him punching a hole through the wall or nothing.
No.
Gets the whiskey ready and
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 glasses and leave the bottle. Throws him a nickel and silver. And then gives him the whole speech of, it's a revolution, but you're going to see what you're made of for real this time. This is a place hidden from God, and where people can sin and and stay remain hidden. And
but they wanted to sin in peace, but we were watching.
right, and then he gives
Okay.
a little clue.
This
He
is a
said-
tiny clue
And
that
he goes, this is the one little mystery where he talks about how the idea was to let people sin here, but we had a whole new idea, something completely different.
right, which we get the confirmation of this episode. This is old William talking about young William convincing Delos, if you don't understand how much power you have by gathering all this information,
Yeah.
then you're not the businessman I think you are. So it's
Fantastic scene.
like- exactly. So this is, you realize the Man in Black is the cause of this secret room that Hale showed us.
Right.
The gathering information, samples, DNA, everything. It's power.
Because he even
information
goes on,
power.
like he says in that scene that, and it wasn't even about spying on them. It was about something even bigger than that. Or it's like something like that when he's talking to.
He says we had a whole nother idea.
Yeah, and I think this goes back to the DNA thing. You know, where you're getting dirt and DNA and everything. Like you said, information is power. And the DNA thing could be something even better. You know, like you said, if you can make somebody look like that person and program to go do something for you, that could be pretty insane. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And not to mention, if you had the DNA and all this information and things like that, we already know they can make a copy of another person.
Yes.
Just imagine if they took a politician that came in here and did some terrible shit. They don't have to have video of him doing terrible shit at WestWorld.
No.
They could just print a copy of him
and send him to go do it.
and program him to do terrible shit.
Yeah, go murder everybody at a convenience store.
And
Say proof, and then just
voila.
destroy it, and then there's only one person.
But
that
you just
can-
say, and then you just have that video and be like, you'll vote for Prop 37 or this shit hits the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then good luck proving us wrong.
Right. I mean, any software, anything, it wouldn't be doctored.
No.
That's you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, I didn't even look at it as just like a pure
You
native
lift
site.
prints.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you.
You have their DNA.
Right.
You can make that thing rape a chick on camera. You have collected his DNA, semen samples, everything.
Leave hair, leave everything.
Leave it. I mean, you have the smoking gun at all times.
Yep.
Oh, my God, that is terrifying.
Yeah. But one of my favorite lines of the whole deal is like, you know, it's time for judgment, but I'm here to appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
'Cause
I
I
was
mean,
like, yes.
I mean, that's perfect of like everybody right now is just like, well, okay, that could be my consequence, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and try to change that.
And he says, like, I'm going to get to the end of this and then burn the whole thing down.
Correct. Correct. It cuts away, and now we have Dolores talking to the security guard, and whose face is being burned in this white goop. Is this whatever the material is they're made of or whatever?
Yeah, this kind of looks like the plaster that we see like whenever they're building it and it's dripping off of them. But when he says it burns like it's acid or something, I was like, what on earth could
Yeah.
this
Did you see
thing
his
be?
face is smoking
Yeah.
Yeah.
when they pull it out?
And so, like, how is this the plaster that makes up their skin and
No,
stuff? If it's,
think of like melted plastic.
How hot it'd be.
And when it cools, it would...
like candle wax and stuff like that.
right.
Right.
So that would burn the hell out of you.
Yeah.
It's basically like dipping your face in napalm.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And when they're talking to him, you know, he talks about what would their protocol be, what would there be rally point, how many people are coming. And the guy says 600 to 800 soldiers would come. They would rally at this point right here, and so on. And then Teddy goes, we have
barely
us 50 would not be enough. We would need an army.
So cool, we get some numbers here. We have 50.
But I definitely think their 50 could take 800 humans just because if you're not afraid of being shot.
Okay, here's the thing, though.
Yeah, no, yes and no.
So we know they are programmed to be dead.
Yeah.
They require this guy to walk up with the pad and wake him up.
Yes.
She herself, Dolores, doesn't have the power to like go up to him and be like, "Wake up." Maeve does. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. Is Dolores as powerful as we think if she doesn't have one of these guys with her?
I say no.
She's making herself more powerful. You know, but now she has a small, regiment of dudes.
She might not need it soon enough just because she can just convince everybody because she has so many followers.
Right, and now apparently this guy
The Colonel
has quite a bit of clout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And can pull more people.
Yeah, we're talking about the Confederate guy, right?
Yes.
The barns.
Yes.
Where Teddy just mows them all down, along with
Well, all of
Chick-
Well, yeah, I mean they all mow down the 9 apostles.
But
Yeah, really. Final supper there.
Yeah.
all this is really awesome. This is, once again, this is the guy from the dinner party.
Correct. Yes.
We saw at the beginning of the episode. This is a famous side actor we've seen in tons of things. I wish I knew his name off the top of my head, but I don't.
No.
But I thought he did an excellent job.
Oh yeah, he carries well.
Playing a
yeah.
sleazy, you know what I mean?
You
The only
can
thing
see
I
the
got to
grease
decide
porn.
is if I'm going to keep you for myself or let my men have you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And stuff like that. I'm like, oh, dude, you're getting it so nasty here.
It's just like the authority and just like the weight. Like you're like, okay, I'm perfectly okay with you carrying the scene exactly with that much power. Like, you got it.
And I'm glad they're showing Teddy's abilities.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, the super dark, killing chick that's with her. She shoots a couple. Teddy does mow down.
Was it Teddy or Dolores that
4 or
went
5. Dolores doesn't pull a gun.
Yeah, Dolores just stands there and watches.
So it's just Teddy that went double.
There's 3 people in there shooting, but Teddy does most of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but blonde chick is still.
Of course.
She's
getting
getting
hers.
hers.
You
Yeah.
gotta get
She's
hers.
got to get hers. Did y'all notice when it comes back to that scene, she's just knifing the dude that they were chasing on the floor? She's just like, pff. That's it. I'm like, all right, brutal.
Bad biatch right there.
But we had Maeve and Dolores talking right before this scene, right?
Yeah, like they're a little camp part where they see a trailer on fire, and Maeve and Hector roll up.
And they really dramatized their entrance.
They did.
And then it just kind of went by the wayside.
Yeah, it was like passing through. I was kind of surprised by this. I thought this was going to be like a perfect matching, and it'd be so early in the mix. But
No, we definitely have a line drawn in the sand.
But it does make sense.
Yes.
They're going opposite directions. Maeve's looking for her daughter. She's not starting a revolution.
No.
She wants her daughter.
she has a singular goal.
Right.
But
Dolores wants to tear it all down and end this place.
Yeah,
now,
burn this mother.
In y'all's opinion, did Maeve make Dolores let him through, or did Dolores let him through? Because it feels like Maeve at least took control of Teddy. Because it's like he backs up and his facial expressions changed.
To me, Maeve is the ultimate right now.
Yeah, and Maeve worded it in a way that it could go vice versa. Because she was just like, now since you're fighting for liberty, you have to let us go. And it was just like,
I don't think she had to use any of her new power.
I don't think so either. I think they knew it was like a mutual respect that both of them were.
okay.
Because remember, Teddy does pull his gun. He's like, I'm just keeping the peace.
Yeah, but it was like after that.
Yeah, and Hector's like,
that's when he
easy,
backs
pretty
up.
boy, or something like that.
It's like I think he said, please try.
Yeah.
Those two.
I mean, yeah.
At some point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's going to get nasty at some point. But
All right,
they're kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they're mirror images, but
they're
their own
the
different way.
yin-yang of each other.
Yeah.
Correct. They both have the same role. They're both keeping their badass woman on the straight and narrow.
But the thing is Dolores has gone full dark side, and Teddy's a nice guy.
Correct.
Yes.
Hector, full dark side. Maeve, nice girl.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Correct.
Well, Teddy's got a little bit of a mean streak after he found out that he died 47 million
well, so
times.
does Maeve now. Maeve did the same thing. She found out
Yeah.
what they're made for, and she did the same thing. But she's still a lot nicer
Oh,
than
yes.
Dolores is.
100%.
I mean, she could have killed that architect guy,
Oh, and did y'all see his little cameo in the episode in the stable boy
that's when
outfit
he
with
was
the
a little
donkey?
bit- Yeah, it was pitiful. Oh my god.
Oh, my God. I was laughing pretty
He
hard.
just
at
sitting there
that.
staring. Yeah.
He even had the little hat and everything. Oh,
Yeah, it was
God.
bad. It was bad.
Well done.
It cuts again, and this is where we have the scene where they freeze the whole town, and the big investor guy, businessman, comes in, and William does those lines. They're
Right.
so good. There's not a man alive that talks to me that way, and he goes, but I'm interested, and
I love this guy's Irish accent and
Oh,
stuff.
my
It's
God.
awesome.
yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised they gave him this act, or they let him use his natural accent, whichever it was.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
And
fantastic.
I love how William sold it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like what he said to him to sell the part was the real deal.
And then I love how he comes down. He's like, okay, you've sold me on my time. Now pitch it to me for real. And I was like,
yeah.
that's how I know this is a real businessman. Like, he's like, okay.
Yeah.
You think that was your best? What else you got for me now?
He says, you come here to find yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think that's awesome. Because you do.
Yeah.
The white hat, black hat thing is one thing. And he went into this white hat, comes out black hat. I like that they're just making him dirty shaven.
Yeah.
He's got neck
give
beard.
Give him some gruff.
You could tell, well, he's still struggling coming out of this whole thing. I mean, we understand that whole, and this, we had to talk about this at work today. All of this happens, that him talking to this investor is after
Dolores shuns him.
Yeah.
after Dolores shuns him, after him and Logan do that whole thing. You know what I mean? Kind of testing out the goods. And now he has to talk to him.
That's right.
So that's why he's unshaven. That's why you see him later at the party talking to Dolores like, you really are just a thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Oh, man.
this is him losing
Yeah, he's
his
rational.
cool.
He's losing. He's becoming unrational about everything.
Unraveling. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like, all these things that we've saw in the past is all paying off, and it's just like a snowball rolling. It's awesome.
Which is why we've never minded an episode like I guess we got the episode this time is because we know it's going to pay off in the future.
It does. It does. Well, it's another example where dialogue and good writing is amazing. You know, one of the things we stepped over was when she took the Confederate people, and he goes, "Yeah, that guy over there, we buried him, and we buried him, 3 days ago, because he had 3 ounces of hot lead in his, or 3 weeks in his belly." And I mean, like they had some great.
We had good reason for to bury him.
And just because, like, in another life, this is my dream job and stuff like that, doing special effects makeup. This dude is badass looking.
Yeah.
With like the
fully bloodied eye and the nasty scarring down his face, you know what I mean? And
I really love the bowler hat that they had.
God, this guy looked awesome.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I only see him there for a few minutes, but
I mean, hey, your work was noticed, people. It was very much appreciated.
God, it was good. It was so simple, but it was excellent.
Very much so. Again, it cuts back, and now we're having a party, and for this head guy, the businessman, the Irishman, evidently this is his retirement per se. Dolores is playing the piano and the whole 9 yards.
The big thing, we see William's soon-to-be wife.
We get to see the sister.
Yes, the sister.
Yeah. Logan's sister.
Which, do y'all know how this woman actually got the job?
Dazzle us.
So the photo that we got from the last season was actually just a stock Getty photo. And so they used it without any permission or anything. And then someone was like, "Hey, we've seen you on TV and stuff." She was like, "I haven't done any gigs or anything." Finds that she's in the photo of WestWorld, tweets it out, and then they brought her in for this episode.
Well, that's awesome. She didn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
No.
didn't have to, but just got it off of a random stock
She
photo.
was flawless. She was flawless. I mean, give her the award.
Just a great silent performance.
Yes, absolutely.
But we also get, this is, the guy's supposed to be retiring. He's also saying, like,
he's essentially dying at a rapid pace.
He's dying, but he's also like, I may not need to retire. Maybe I don't have to retire type of thing.
Well, to me, it felt like he was being forced because they knew his medical condition.
Yeah, I know, but he's also top dog. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So it seemed like he was kind of trying to bring William down a peg a little bit. And I think this is without them having to tell you, and we obviously find out later, that William is chosen over Logan to run the park instead of Logan.
Yeah, the big reason why is that Logan's a flunky. You see Dolores come outside, and he's over there getting drugged up. And, she has that other scene where, again, she's talking about, have you ever seen something so splendor and da-da-da, and the whole 9 yards. And so I think they give you all those clues, and you just have to make that assessment, that's the reason why and what's going on.
Oh, they don't beat you over the head with it. It's excellent.
Yeah. They let you come to your own conclusion with it and be like, God, we hope this is common sense.
Even Logan says, it's not a retirement party, it's a succession party.
Mm-hmm. Correct. And then he makes another thing. He talks about what they're creating could end the species, and when they look at it, when they look back, they'll realize that we're the ones who lit the match.
Right. So what Logan got out of his experience that was with William is he went the other way.
Yeah.
He's like full-blown depressed that I think he's depressed that he brought them into this at this point.
Well, maybe when he comes back to reality, he realizes what kind of monster you are by what you do. That's what, that's the whole deal. Is this place was created for people to find out who you really are, what kind of sins you're willing to do, because you don't fear judgment for them.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, he went there and it saw what kind of darkness it created in him, and he didn't like it. Whereas William got darkness and it made him more empowering.
It made him the businessman, made him the cutthroat person.
Right. And so I'm with you on that one. And so I think, like I said, this is just a really, really well done way of portraying without having to tell you, without having to slap you in the forehead, give you breadcrumbs, and write it on the wall like some other shows we watch to figure some things out. And again, a great line. They're going to find out we lit the match when it comes to the burn. So that's pretty freaking awesome. It cuts back to old Man in Black, William, and they come up to a settlement where there's grave sites everywhere. It looks like a Mexican federale hanging.
We've been here before. Yeah. This is where Logan was left by William.
For like the
this looks like a soldier.
Sugar skulls everywhere, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And we get in there and we get one of the coolest cameos ever.
Yeah, this is the Federales.
Yeah, this is the man from Breaking Bad, the Chicken Man.
Oh, and you recognize his voice instantly.
Oh, yeah. When he started talking, I was like, you don't even have to look that up. I know exactly who this is. You know, it was
Are you
awesome.
talking about Gus?
Yes.
Gus Fring?
Yeah.
And,
I take 2 number 6s and
yeah, really. So they get in this tight situation. They all get surrounded. Cool setup with the bodies everywhere.
oh yeah.
You know, I was able to catch 1 or 2 guys sitting there laying in wait with the gun.
Oh,
up,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, around the fountain.
My
there's
wife's
weird
like,
in
"Where'd
there.
they all come from?" I was like, "You missed those people, honey." You know.
And I love that Lawrence had been this head honcho before and everything, and so it was like, you don't recognize him.
This is an old role.
It's
You're-
a swapped role. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Lazo or Lazo was the name.
Lazo. Yeah.
And he gets up and he's like, you know, you think you're in control, but you're not. And they all commit suicide, wanted style.
Yeah.
You know, shooting him in the head.
Well, this is awesome. He basically says, he's like, I need you to join me to come
Yeah.
because I need
an
more people.
army.
And the guy says, I've fought all this time. I've finally reached my goal. I'm done.
Yep.
I will not follow you. That's when he grabs him, takes him hostage. Tell your men to follow me. And it's
Or
kinda
I
like,
kill you anyway.
Then you
like,
get the classic Ford.
Yeah.
It just like breaks in all of a sudden. And he's like, you know, whatever he says,
That's
appreciate
not how
what
the
you've
game
done,
is played.
but you have to do this alone.
Yep.
And all of them just blast themselves. It was awesome.
Yes.
and
In
then
a
just-
perfect circle.
Yeah.
And then he
And of
shoots
course
him
Lawrence is
with,
like,
with his own gun. And then he's just like, fuck you, Ford. And then just boom. And just like the frustration shots
Yeah.
into him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
puts 3 more in him just for the heck of it, you know.
Loved it. Like,
Yeah.
I thought this whole thing was fantastic.
Oh,
Creative. Didn't
this-
see it coming.
Once again, Ford breaking in creates the scene of the episode
Yeah.
almost every time.
Correct.
And because now we know he's still here somewhere. Whether
He's-
he's code or still
He's-
alive somehow.
All knowing or ever present. You
Some
know what I mean?
sentient being or I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm excited to find out what he still is.
Yep.
Right. The next part is actually what y'all talked about a minute ago, where young William is talking to Dolores, you know, naked on the chair, and
Yeah.
you talking about, you know, I fell in love, but you're just a thing, you know, the whole full of splendor scene, da 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 da. And then Dolores goes to where it's current, and she's like, you know, it's not a place, it's a weapon,
Yeah.
and we'll use it to destroy them. you know?
And a friend foolishly showed it to me one time. But all we saw was just, I guess, still the building of it.
We saw the terraformers.
Yeah.
So I love this too. Every time you see flashback Dolores that then flashes to now Dolores, that is showing you her memory. That's her power.
Yes.
She's like, why do people follow you? She's, because I remember. She remembers the city. She remembers where this weapon is. She remembers all these things. Now she can access her memory of all her deaths and stuff like that. You know what I mean? She's the only one.
She's getting all the reverbers or whatever they were called.
Right. So I love how they're filming that, though.
Yes.
You know that. And it almost she gets like a little knowing look every time, too. It's almost like she's looking away from the screen and then she comes back.
Yeah, so
you know
she's
what I'm
kind
saying?
of staring off into the sunset. So like you do, like when you like look up in the sun or the clouds, it's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you
that's
zone out.
how it goes.
Yeah. You zone out because you have a memory that you're thinking about, and then it comes right to it. It's like just great, filming. They're doing excellent work.
So, do we have any guesses on what this weapon could be? Because the big one I'm hearing and leaning towards is a giant satellite to control everybody. But
Why are they terraforming for a satellite, though?
I don't know.
underground, I guess, try to keep it covered so you can't.
It's not a satellite if it's underground.
Very true.
Maybe like a beacon or
Yeah.
a tower or a...
But I mean, how's a beacon or a tower a weapon? So
I'm not real sure. I don't think it's going to be a blatant weapon.
no.
You know what I mean?
I don't think so either. To me, I think it'd be something more simplistic. For all you know, it's a way to a train, an underground train that takes you from the island to the mainland, and you can facilitate that into turning it into a weapon. You know what I mean, like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know because William Morey said it was his greatest mistake.
Well, his greatest mistake was showing her.
Oh, okay. I took it as building this thing was his greatest mistake.
Yeah, you don't
But-
see young William saying this is his
Yeah.
big mistake. You see Man in Black,
Black
saying,
saying-
my biggest mistake, showing her, I think.
Okay, see, I just took it as building it. Was it?
Maybe it is. I just think the other way of taking it could be showing Dolores. Yep.
I could see that. But I don't even think he really knows. I mean, I guess he does know because she led the Slaughterfest and everything. But
it is interesting to see, though, that this is something he's making.
Yes.
Not Ford,
but him.
But Williams making. So at some point, that shifts to where Ford gets more and more power in the park to where he can alter total geography.
Yeah. And what we've been hearing is everyone wanting to like head west or head to the High Valley and everything. And the lake we saw at the end of episode 1 is called the Western Valley. So potentially that's where they're kind of headed, and Ford's already one step ahead.
Is that possibly the guy that's floating in the water? The one that she just got?
Maybe.
Because we didn't think it was Teddy. But
but
they clearly zoned in on it.
Yeah.
He had boots and jeans on. I don't know.
That's something I'll have to go back and watch the first episode just to see. I want to see it. Was it Teddy, damn it? I mean,
it
I
wasn't.
don't know.
No, I looked hard, and it wasn't Teddy.
I didn't think it was Teddy either. Something looked different.
Yeah.
It wasn't Teddy to my mind at all. I don't know. I mean, I think you've got a good point there. Western Valley, where'd this water come from? I don't know. For all you know, that's the whole deal. Is that they're terraforming is a levee. You know what I mean? They're creating a levee there. And by destroying the levee, you destroy
the weapon, quote unquote,
whatever. I mean, there's so much there.
That's still a mystery in Cloud that we just have no idea.
That's a canvas that's got its first color. We haven't got a clue what it is yet.
Yeah, I mean, they're calling it a sea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like not a lake or a pond or anything, like a massive body of water.
But that could be a weapon in a desert. If you break a levee, you're talking, I mean, it's a weird stat that most people drown in the desert from mudslides and, stuff like that because there's no friction. It's all just
once you go, you're just
water
caught
just
up
goes. Well, no, it has nothing blocking it.
Yeah.
So it's like, what if that was something like break the levee, completely flood the park, destroy everything?
Correct. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities there. I'm not sure. And then it cuts to the preview. The preview was very awesome, to be honest with you. First thing you see is like an old school, train tunnel.
Okay.
And it's all blacked out and it's smoking like something is burned in there. And then it cuts away to you get to see scenes of like a whole bunch of soldiers just shooting machine guns at what looks to be a line of Dolores people, and they're walking towards them. Like you would see like in a Revolution War or Confederate War.
But it does look like they're just taking bullets and still moving.
Correct. And
so
because if you don't hit them in the head, you're not taking them down.
Yeah.
And then there's some more battle scenes. You'll see Maeve and Hector looking up, and they see snow. And so, to me...
Or ash, possibly.
Or ash. Something like white in the sky. And then it shows two things that were like, you see Dolores like walking towards the camera shooting, and she takes a round in the side of the kidney. She gets shot. And she doesn't even hardly flinch and keeps walking.
Doesn't flinch. Just keeps moving. Like
just keeps coming right at him, even to show she gets shot. And then at the very end, it shows...
a Bengal tiger.
Shows Shiva on another show.
We've already had
almost
Ghost.
identical CGI tiger.
Oh God.
To Walking Dead.
So we're getting Ghost. We had him in the last episode. Now we got Shiva. Who knows? Drogon is next.
Yeah. And so that's what it shows. So they're definitely getting towards that. To me, it said, and then the preview said on the next episode.
Yeah.
So to me, we're about to have a lot of good battle fight scenes in the next episode,
and possibly getting some crossover.
Right. So
you say the Drogon thing, but that's like the biggest fan theory of all time, right?
What? That these two are just
that Westeros is a park.
Like, there's just no way.
That is a massive. It's ridiculous because we know that there's books that are worth this stuff, but. The people, after watching Westworld Season 1, they're like, well, Westeros could easily be a park. There's even an ice wall that you can't go past. It's like...
the wall's the end of the park.
But you imagine, like, you want to come in and go, like, medieval time style.
I mean, I would pay a lot of money to go to a Westeros.
Hell yeah, dude.
Could you imagine the riots if you said the show was, oh, by the way, and you see Dolores come out as the next actor?
It'd be awesome.
No!
be awesome.
Maeve's the Night King.
Yeah, you just run into Kid Harington at the end of this.
Oh my god! Stop it.
No. But when you think about the parks and stuff, it's like you think of the ideas that could go, the different genres. I mean, fucking pirates. You know, we got like black sails and stuff.
Yeah.
You do like a Treasure Island type thing.
Oh my god, a black sails one.
Oh man, it'd be so rad.
Assassin's Creed style.
So we know we're getting a
Shogun like world.
Shogun samurai.
Yeah,
Correct.
Geisha type world. And we have WestWorld. So it's like, that's only 2 of at least 6 parks.
There's probably a Roman world. Because, I mean, that was in the original. And then Future World was there. And so then, I mean...
no telling, man. It could go so many routes.
Yeah.
To me, I think you would go to places of the past. You wouldn't go to places of the future, in my opinion. Just throwing it out there.
I mean,
it depends how
you realize
creative they are.
Jurassic Park is one of their parks.
Chris Pratt shows up.
Chris Pratt just popping up. Bryce
Guardians
Dallas
of
Howard.
the Galaxy is probably another
Good
one.
Lord Almighty. It's getting deep now. Deep.
Yeah.
Deep.
Anyway, excellent episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I love the episode.
Absolutely.
Even being filler and doing what other shows can't do with it.
Yeah, guys. You know, I mean, I think it speaks for itself. I don't think we need to say anything else. I mean, if you guys enjoy it, man, keep rocking on. Tell your friends listening with us. You know, we're at BleedTV Podcast on Gmail. We're on Twitter, Facebook, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think we're just going to call it a night. Looking forward to next week, especially after that badass preview. But this is BleedTV, and I'm Zach.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Cash.
We'll see y'all guys next week.